What's up guys, my name is Sawyer Hartman, and today me and my buddy Brendan North, we're going to be teaching you 3 incredible photography techniques so that you can start creating photos like this, or even like this one that we're going to be recreating today. So without further ado, let's just kick off today's video. What's up and welcome back to a brand new and exciting photography episode, everybody. As you grow and learn as a photographer, you're gonna start learning skill sets and techniques that are going to really allow you to take your photography to the next level. Today's video is absolutely no different because we are going to try to recreate this image here while teaching you 3 really cool techniques along the way. That way, you can just take these techniques and apply it to whatever you're trying to shoot in your own life. So the first technique we're going to be teaching you today is how to successfully plan and pull off impossible shots using multiple photo images.
The second technique is going to teach you how to actually create the levitation effect.
The third and final technique will be how to put elements back into your photographs, such as today, falling books.
This style of photograph is called a composite image because it's made up of multiple photographs.
Yep, sometimes hundreds. Today not the case, maybe 6. Not too bad, right? So step number 1 is going to be to open up this image and try to figure out exactly how many photographs make up this final image. Right off the bat, I know that the girl floating has to be its own photograph because levitation is not really possible. So chances are there's a photograph of her balancing on a stool.
And then the second photograph that I see is the bottom of the image with the books, no stool, and no girl.
Yeah, that second photograph is there to both cover up where the stool was in the other photograph, and then the books are placed under her to help sell the effect that she's actually floating. Because if there's books there, how could there be anything else? Honestly, the third and final part of this image is all of these books up here that are just in the air. Chances are, we'll tell you how this is done in a minute, but probably each book is its own photograph. Super easy to do. But those are the 3 images that we think make up this photograph, so that's what we're going to be trying to capture today. Now, in order to actually capture each of these images, we're going to shoot them one at a time by themselves. So the photo of the girl with the stool, there will be no books. The photo of the books on the ground, there will be no girl and stool. And the photos of the books in the air, there'll be nothing. And by girl, I meant Brendan. Let's go shoot the photo. So to make sure all of our photos stitch together and blend later on, there's a couple things we're gonna need to do to our camera. First off, we're gonna have our camera in manual mode, nothing automatic, all manual settings. This way the lighting will not change from photo to photo. Secondly, you're gonna wanna be on manual focus, so this way the depth of field doesn't change even when he moves out of frame. And then third and finally, you're gonna wanna use a tripod. You actually need to use a tripod because this way every time you take a photo, it'll be the exact same framing, so later you can layer them in Photoshop and just choose what you want people to see. So for step 2, we're actually gonna start creating the content, and I think we start with the hardest shot first, Brendan on a stool, which will turn into our levitation shot. So to start shooting, we're actually gonna use a real stool and have Brendan come in and balance on the stool as if he's actually levitating. So we'll have him lean back and get comfortable with his foot up, and all you wanna do is make sure that his clothing looks nice and natural, and you've chosen a camera angle that's high enough that it cheats out the bottom of the stool. If you were shooting up like this and you crop the stool out, it would cut out part of his butt. But when we're high up like this, the stool is under him. And there you go, just like that, we took the photo, and now nobody can touch the camera. If you touch the tripod, if we touch the camera, we have to start all over. Now for the next shot, we're gonna try to capture all of the books that were on the floor. So we're gonna have Brendan take out the stool, and we're gonna start placing books around.
Or should this one be underneath so you don't...
Because we only have 1 stack of books, we're actually gonna put it there, take a photo, move it over, take another photo, and then stitch it in like every other part of the photograph. And now that the books are in place, we're simply gonna capture the photograph. Then simply just move your books, reposition them somewhere else, and take the photo over again. Now for the last of the 3 photos we're trying to capture, this is going to be the books in the air floating and falling around her. The way we capture this is actually just removing everything from frame like we said before, and then throwing books into the air. We're gonna capture multiple images of books in the air, just trying to find that perfect book in the air to use later in our final image. Literally, this is what it looks like. Try to get him over in this corner.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
Yeah,
it's
good.
working. Oh, I swear to God. So now that we've actually captured all of the images for the main photo, you're gonna remove everything from the shot. Remove everything from the shot. This safety image is called a plate, and people use it all the time because when you're editing, if there's something wrong or something messed up, now you have a clean copy of the background to use. So we will take the photo. And now let's go to the fun part, putting this thing together. So now that we've captured all of the images for our composite photo, it's time to import them onto your computer, get them saved somewhere, and open up Photoshop. Now remember, the entire purpose is to take all of these different images and stitch them into one final image that people cannot tell is fake. If anything at any point looks fake, take a step back, correct it, and then move forward. So what I'm doing right now is importing the 2 layers I took of the books on the floor. Do you see them both right here? I basically have them both right here. What I'm gonna do is just grab my eraser tool and start erasing out where the other books were from the other image. It's literally just that easy. So now you see this is one layer and that's another layer. See how they stitch together perfectly? This is what we're gonna do for the rest of the image. We just had to start here. So what we're gonna do is put the books on the floor as our bottom layer and then take the shot of Brendan levitating and drop it on top of that layer. Then the next thing we'll do is take our pen tool, which is right here, and we're gonna zoom all the way in here to Brendan's butt, and we are going to do the tedious task of starting to cut out his shirt from the chair. It will not take as long as you think it will take, but it will take longer than you'd like it to take. And they go like this, to there, to here, and just like that, we have masked out the chair. So now that you've essentially cut his butt off of the chair, you're gonna make a quick selection like that, and grab your eraser tool again, and guess what you get to start doing? You erase, and just like that, the chair goes away, and the books come in. And this is what you're left with. Both the top half of him floating and the floor with the books on it. We're already pretty much like 70% of the way done with the photo. Now all we have to do is add in the books falling around him, and then if you want to be a perfectionist, you could do shadows. You don't need to. They didn't do it in the example image. So to do this, I'm just gonna start taking photos of Brendan throwing books in the air, and I'm going to, as you can see, drop them on top of this image. And then what I'm gonna do is just take the little selector tool, which is right here, and just select the book only. And then once the book is fully selected, all you do is go layer via copy, and then you can delete the photo of him with the book, and oh my God, you're left with a book. So now let's just keep doing this with more books in the air. We'll drop this one in. Look, you can move these books anywhere. Because they have the proper lighting and they were actually captured where this photo was captured, you can move them anywhere and they're believable. I'm gonna do this one more time for you. So here again is one more photo, Brendan throwing a book, and as you can see, it's on top of the rest of our image. All we're gonna do is zoom into that book, grab our little quick selector tool, select the book, just like that, go up to layer, new, we make a copy, and just like before, we're now going to delete the photo of Brendan, and boom, we've got another book, and you can move it and position it anywhere in the frame that you want. So now that you've seen how it's done, I'm going to spend 5 to 10 minutes actually doing this, and I'll maybe speed up my screen so you can see it, but let's see how we can create this. Last final thing, scan over the image with your eye and look for anywhere that just doesn't look real or believable, or anywhere that makes your image look fake. And if you find somewhere, correct it, fix it, and then move forward. But I just don't know where this book goes. So last thing I'm gonna do is actually export this file, save as a TIFF, T-I-F-F. This is an extremely high resolution file. And then we are actually gonna go to Lightroom and color this bad boy, and that is our final step. So now we have our final image here. Let's figure out what kind of color I wanna use. Look through all my preset packs. And that is actually looking pretty cool. Come look at that. That's our final image. That's what we were able to create.
That's great.
Took us, literally, we've been doing this maybe 15 minutes. This is the final image we were able to come up with. Compared to the image we started out trying to replicate, I think we did a pretty damn good job.
I think we did. Oh yeah.
And it works, guys. Just make sure to use a tripod. That is, tripod in manual settings is our really big advice for you when you go out and try to accomplish this. But by all means, if you use these techniques in your own work, please tag us on Instagram. We would freaking love to see it. I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna post that.
It looks great.
I'm aware how small I look next to him, just trying not to pay too much attention. I'm on my tippy toes, but I might get tired. Learn how to do shit, and then don't forget it so that you can use it later for something different. Basically, everything that we taught you here today, keep it in the back of your mind, and next time you get an idea for someone floating or something floating in the air, you know how to do it. And other than that, we really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. I make new film photography related videos every Sunday. Plus, I moved to Hawaii in a week and a half, so that'll be exciting. And then, Brendan, where can they find you?
He's leaving me.
I am, but now you have a house in Hawaii, so. But guys, Brendan is a really talented photographer, a content creator, as well as one of my good friends. So where can they find you? Where they?
On Instagram @BrendanNorth and on YouTube, youtube.com/BrendanNorth.
I'll put all of his links down below in the description. Hope you're having a great day, and until next time, remember, stay motivated, stay inspired, and never stop creating, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.